What up? It's your boy Shipwreck back with another video talking about how Carson Wentz just kind of reset the QB trade market. The Eagles trading Carson Wentz is kind of a big deal because it is the biggest dead cap space hit in NFL history. They have $33.8 million in dead cap space that they cannot use. They're pretty much paying Carson Wentz to play for the Indianapolis Colts. He was traded for a second and third rounder, one this year, one next year. That pretty much puts a damper on a lot of trades that people have been talking about, like Kirk Cousins and Jimmy G, those mid-tier quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson definitely still going to get traded, but those other guys are definitely not going to get the kind of draft capital that Matthew Stafford got. Since Carson was traded for his second and third round pick that are conditional, the second round pick can become a first round pick two different ways, apparently. One way is if he plays 75% of the snaps and stays healthy during the season, it'll become a first round pick. And secondly, if he plays 70% of the snaps but the Colts go to the playoffs, then it also becomes a first round pick. So now one of the biggest questions for the Eagles is going to be, are they satisfied with Jalen Hurts, or are they actually trying to draft another quarterback again in the first round? Depending on if a guy kind of slips to them a little bit, maybe like a Trey Lance or a Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, one of those guys slips in a position for them to snag him up and use him next year. But when you look at it from the Colts side of things, Carson Wentz has a lot of potential where he could be back to a top elite player. He could be a top 5 quarterback in the league, which is actually a pretty good deal for a second and third round pick. Maybe going to be a first round pick, maybe not. Looking at it from the Colts side of things, they're not really giving up a lot for him. It's going to be a big cap hit in the future, but this season it's not going to be that much. And they're also giving up the third round draft pick is going to be for this upcoming draft, so they don't have to worry about it being conditional. So they still have their first round pick for this year, so they'll still be able to go get a guy to help the team and try for their Super Bowl run. As long as Carson Wentz can stay healthy and get back to form, like when he was playing with Frank Reich as his QB coach, which is now actually the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. The last time that Frank Reich was working with Carson Wentz as his quarterback coach, they were 11-2 before he got hurt. He was throwing for 3,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. So if he can get back into that form, the Colts are in really good shape to be a very dominant team with that rookie running back and that stud defense they got. They got the pieces to be a very, very competitive AFC team and compete with the Chiefs. Looking back at it now, for the Eagles, they're probably glad just to have this whole thing get over with because originally they gave up 2 firsts, a second, a third, and a fourth just to trade up to get in position at second overall just to draft Wentz. So now they're getting back a second and a third, which maybe could be a first and a third depending on if Wentz plays next season. They kind of took a L on that. Compared to the Matthew Stafford deal, Carson Wentz deal is not very good. I think that they're about the same caliber quarterback, considering that Wentz is younger. He has more potential, but Matthew Stafford's been in the league a lot longer and proved that he can do. I mean, he's never won a playoff game, but he has a lot of talent, and he played for like the worst organization in the NFL. It's just interesting to see the trade market for quarterbacks when you look at what the Panthers have offered for Deshaun Watson, 3 firsts, and Christian McCaffrey. The Lions got 2 firsts for Matthew Stafford, and now the Eagles get a second and a third for Carson Wentz. Makes me think that quarterbacks like Jimmy Garoppolo not going to get traded. Kirk Cousins definitely probably not going to get traded now because he wasn't going to go unless we got a first for him. Definitely not going to trade Kirk Cousins for a second and a third round. But yeah, why don't you guys drop a comment below. Let me know who you think won the trade, and like and subscribe. Shipwreck out.